Hey everyone, welcome back to my channel. My name is Emily. I am the Fang girl here in Singapore, originally from the Bay Area. I want to give a quick shout out to my friend Jaya, who has his own tech channel as well in Singapore. He does reviews on cool tech gadgets. Also follow him, and he has a really incredible channel. So basically the story goes along when my friend, who is not from the US, we had a conversation around what it was like back in the Bay Area, how most people working in tech in Silicon Valley would easily achieve like a six-figure salary based on the industry and the space that they were in. I think if you were technical, you could easily achieve six figures. If you were in marketing like myself, there was kind of just like this trajectory of like how you would climb to achieve that and hit it. So we naturally talked about wealth building and creating very like authentic lives for ourselves. And this person asked me if I considered myself rich in Singapore. First of all, I just want to like articulate that like I am by no means like wealthy or well off at all. Like I do think I've reached a point in my life where I'm comfortable making decisions without being worried about my finances. I feel like I've gotten to a good stage where I understand how to invest and save. I'm in the process of ensuring my financial independence and taking care of myself when I'm older, and also taking care of my parents when I'm older. But I'm by no means like wealthy or, you know, just kind of like a secret millionaire at all. No, I'm like a plebe. So I thought it was really funny that she would like ask me that question. And life should not be a competitive sport. It should just be kind of like your own journey, your own path. So that's how I kind of see it. And I kind of just articulated this to my friend. And then I kept talking about other ways that you can make your life rich as well. And so I like thought about this in my head, and I was like, you know, this is a really good topic to discuss. I want to split it in 4 different ways. One is being like financially stable and comfortable. I think I have achieved that point. I think I've gotten to a point where, you know, I paid off all my student debt. I have savings, I'm investing, I have like a well-oiled machine on my personal finances. And I think a lot of the things that I do are kind of ramping up for my future retirement, or for perhaps things that may come up in the future, like hospital care or growing a family or buying a home, things like that. So I kind of consider it as like I am kind of quietly and slowly building up my nest egg. Yeah, I mean, I'll proudly say that I have FU money, which is, FU money is like money that you have that you can be like, F you, if you want to quit a bad job, if you want to take a vacation somewhere. It's basically just money that you have that allows you to make decisions. So I can say confidently that I have FU money. I think the second thing is like being time rich. This is incredibly important. There's a lot of friends that I see who work insane hours, but they don't have time to go on family outings. They don't have time to create relationships with people that they care about. They don't have time to be with their kids. And so I think that's kind of sad when you aren't really allocating perhaps your time in the right ways. It's always like this like struggle between wanting to work on your career and yourself, but also giving time to perhaps the people that care about you, the people that matter the most. So when I think about my time in Singapore, I do think that I am not time rich in Singapore. I do feel like I wish I had more time. If I could add a couple more hours, that would be great, because right now I'm ramping up in my new job. I'm like really focusing on working on my job, and then I'll stay up late sometimes to like edit my YouTube videos, and I'm up until like 1 or 2 a.m. kind of just like editing because I don't have the time. And then on the weekends, I'm probably meeting up with my friends and working on Asian female nomads, my community that I'm building. I think I'm trying to get better at saying no to things, and I'm really sorry if I can't respond to every single comment or answer every single DM. I just feel like there has been so many social interactions that has been taking up my time, and right now I just want to focus on my projects. So that's something that I'm working on. I am really trying to have more time in my life, and unfortunately, a lot of it is just saying no most of the time and kind of realigning my thoughts and my goals. I don't think I'm time rich. In terms of richness in relationships, I think I am. I think I have a really good eye for picking good people. You don't base friendships off of like their status, like what background that they come from, how much money they have, what nice car that they drive. I think people get easily influenced by like, oh, this person's cool because this person has like all of these like things. But I think for what I look for in my friends are character. I can honestly say that I have friends who will help me bury a dead body if that ever happens. Not that it will happen, but like I have people that I can count on and people that will count on me if something devastating or something big happens. And to me, I feel like that makes my life very rich. I know a lot of people say like, oh, I like being alone. I'm an introvert. I don't need anyone. I'm very independent. It's totally valid. But I think it's also important to be able to share certain milestones with your friends or your family. Life is meant to be shared. It's meant to be celebrated together. For me, I do think that here in Singapore and in San Francisco, I feel like I'm very happy with the friendships that I have, the people I've met here. Honestly, like incredible to meet some of the people here in Singapore. It's not homogenous at all. Like I have friends who are in architecture, people who are in medicine, people who are in tech, people who are in gaming. Like I just love meeting people who have traveled all overseas, who've kind of taken the jump to land into a different country and to share these common experiences with. That is so important. Having good relationships with people, to me, that's like a very healthy part of life that people should consider and look into. And lastly, I think it's about finding enriching opportunities for yourself to learn and to grow. That is something I am still working on at the moment. It also goes hand in hand with not having enough time. If I had more time, I could read more, I could take more classes, I could perhaps start writing again. Like there's so many ways to kind of enrich my life in general and to upskill. I think that's something I am still trying to find the middle ground around. When you're constantly learning and evolving, I think it's also just being able to enrich your life with new things, like educating yourself on certain topics, expanding your mind, and growing into a different evolution of yourself. I know people are like, oh my God, Emily, are you all about the hustle culture? I'm not about the hustle culture. I think I'm just about the growing and learning culture, and people can do it on their own time. There is no certain timeline that you need to reach. There is no set path that people have to follow. But I do think that people in general should continue to enrich their lives with new opportunities and new experiences. Not to say you always have to be a yes person, but it is good to say yes to things that you think may benefit your life, but also know when to say no and take some rest. So I think it's all about really like balance for me, and that is something I'm still trying to figure out. I really do recognize my privilege in like so many different ways though. I think I really like thank my parents for taking care of me when I was younger, for just supporting me in everything that I do. Like I definitely wasn't cookie cutter kid. I got a lot of bad grades. I was like all over the place. I partied a lot. I definitely wasn't going to be a doctor or an engineer, that's for sure. But I think I just am really happy that my parents allowed me to kind of figure things out without being tiger parents. As a result, it's made me be more flexible. It's made me more open-minded and more street smart, I would say. So yeah, I think those are really like the four things that I think about when it means to like be rich. So it's like, financial stability and comfort, being time rich, having richness in friendships and community. And then lastly, it's like, having the luxuries of making independent decisions and having the opportunity to say yes or no. I think these are all factors that you should consider, and I really urge you to think of being rich in a different way. It's not really all about money. I think money, again, is just really a tool for you. Ensure that you can live a stable and like comfortable life, but there are so many other ways that you can enrich your life that are not on monetary terms. I think the other thing to kind of remember too is that everyone is on a different journey and path, and I catch myself doing this as well, but I do compare myself sometimes to people back at home about having stable lives and kind of settling down and just really seem to have their shit together. And then for me, on their end, they probably think like, oh, Emily's having the best time of her life and she's in Singapore. There's always like pros and cons. You might always think that the grass is greener on the other side, which I definitely feel sometimes. But really like the only competition should be yourself, and I am growing to learn how to focus on improving myself and not really comparing myself to other people because it gets exhausting. I think at this point I have been really focused on creating a life for myself. There is no toxicity, there is no drama, there is just like goodness and learning. I think as an adult, I realized I was like, I don't have to deal with BS if I don't have to. I can choose my friends, like good people as my friends. I can make decisions strategically where it makes sense. It's been such an interesting journey. Like, I am in my later 20s. I'm just like, man, when does the learning ever end? It doesn't. By the way, it never ends. And for those who think everyone knows what they're doing, we actually don't. Like, I can tell you I don't know what I'm doing, but I'm figuring it out, and I am trying to enjoy the journey as we kind of just stumble our way along. Yeah, richness in life can be measured in so many different ways. So I urge you to kind of just like think about it for a while and think about like where your life trajectory is headed, kind of evaluate these things in your life and just think about it. Just think about it. Anyways, I am going to take a nap because today is about self-care, and I've been kind of exhausted lately, to be honest. I have been kind of just been like on, and one of the things I'm trying to do is to be more time rich, and that involves taking time to rest and sleep more and just kind of charge up my batteries. So I hope you really enjoyed this video. If you liked it, please give it a thumbs up and subscribe. Feel free to leave a comment about how you feel about what it means to kind of be like rich in life in general. And if you have any questions for me, feel free to just comment and I will do my best to respond to all of them. But other than that, have a great one and see you in the next video. Bye.